Hello, welcome back to the Warley channel. Another how-to video. This time we're going to be weathering. So following the footsteps of Richard, Everard Junction, weathering one of our J. Jones wagons, I'm going to weather this 7mm Heljan VAA box van. So I've finished weathering it now. So the idea is to give it a bit of a grimy look without being sort of on the scrap heap really. So give you a good view. I finished weathering it. It's weathered, it's had a matte coat. I've only really used Tamiya paints, so I've used a selection of Tamiya paints, the XF range. So I've used two different shades of brown: NATO brown, flat black, and where's the grey? A dark German grey. So those are the colours I've used. So carry on watching this video and I'll show you exactly how I've done it. Speak to you soon. Okay, so this is in the box. So I'm going to get it out of the box now. I'm going to go through the cleaning process. I'm going to give it a quick clean with IPA and cotton buds, and then we'll start the weathering process. We've got the packaging safe, and there you go. As you can see, it's quite a nice wagon to start with. I think I got this from Hatton's. It was about 35 quid. So for the cost of some 00 gauge wagons, you're getting quite a nice wagon in O gauge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the IPA. So it's a mixture of IPA and water into a spray bottle, and I'm just going to give it a quick spray, clean off any dust marks or grime, and again I'm just going to give it a wipe over with a clean cotton bud. So we'll see how dirty the cotton bud is when it's now this has been out. This has been on Breatherdale at the club. It's been out in the, for about a couple of, a few weeks. Well, since the open day, it's been out on at the club. So you can see I've just done the roof, and it's quite got quite a bit of grime on it, considering it's not. It didn't look dirty. Not rubbing hard, and just giving it just a general clean. Like I said, just get any fingerprints off, okay, I've got my fingers on it now, but just take any grime off. Oh, there you go. So just a general clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some gloves, put some gloves on, and we'll come back in a few minutes, and I'll start. Like I said, I'm going to start with a wash. Okay, so what I've done now to prepare the area is I've got some kitchen towel. I've got a cake, like a cake stand, so it rotates and turns. So when you're moving the model around to paint and to do whatever you want to do, you can move the model on this board rather than picking it up. glove on my left hand because I'm going to use my left hand to handling all the model with my left hand. Right hand, and I don't like gloves. I hate wearing gloves at the best of times, so I tend to find I like to use my right hand more. So I've got more control with the paint. So I'm going to be using an airbrush, using the paintbrush. So I tend to like to have my right hand. I finally got more control. Okay, so to start the process, what I'm going to use is a fairly old paintbrush. I've got a shot, cup, and bog standard at the tap water. So a small amount of tap water in the bottom, and I'm going to get some Tamiya flat XF1 black paint. Give it a good shake. What you'll notice, I'm using all acrylic paints on this. That's one of the reasons I'm not wearing a mask or anything, but I've got windows open. And all I've done is put a good brush load, couple of brush loads of paint into the water. And I've got a very thin black wash. Put the top back on the paint. And all I'm going to do now is give the model a good wash with the watered down paint mixture. Because the plastic's got quite a shiny coat, you'll find it'll look a bit mingy to start with, but you'll find the paint will find its own level. It'll sink into the gaps, the recesses. And you want the water to flow naturally, so you'll find it will naturally want to flow naturally downwards. But hopefully you get that nice sort of shadowing effect. I'm not really worried about the underframes, so I'll come to them in a bit. And again, the same as the roof, I'll give it a coat, but I'm not really that bothered because I'm going to do the roof separately. There's the side that I've done. Okay, so we leave that to dry off. At the moment I'm looking at it thinking, what the hell have I done to this model? So bear with me, keep watching, and hopefully it will develop into what you see at the end. Well, it will develop into what you see at the start of the video. Okay, so what I've done now, let that dry. It's been drying about just over an hour now, I suppose, maybe a bit longer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with the airbrush. So, like I said, I've got an airbrush. It's an Iwarta Eclipse. I'm using a couple of business cards. They're old ones. Pipettes. I've got Tamiya X20, which I'm going to use as thinner for the paints. I'm going to be using acrylic paints. 20A, and then I'm going to use just flat black again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what's called pre-shading. So, get my airbrush. First thing I always do is I just run some airbrush thinner through, cleaner through the airbrush, just to clean it out. I've got an old paintbrush which I use to stir in paint. So just run that around the colour cup, make sure it's clean. Piece of kitchen towel, and just empty the. There we go. So the airbrush I'm using currently at is around about 25 to 30 psi. So I'm going to drop it down slightly. That's around 21, 22 psi if anyone's interested. I tend to work on, rather than working on a psi, just how the airbrush feels. So listen to the airbrush, if it's smooth, it's working properly, paint flowing nicely, rather than setting a psi. But so I've got, like I said, mainly flat black. Get a pipette out. Some 20A, not much, just a bit, just to. There you go. So I got the. Then I get a pipette. Then get some black in. Again, these pipettes are quite. They're cheap things on eBay. They're, you know, a couple of quid for 100, so they are really cheap. So the first thing I'm going to do is give it a good stir, make sure the paint's nice and mixed up. And again, just go back to your kitchen towel and just run it through, just checking the flow. Yeah, nice flow. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the business cards, all I'm doing is, might be harder to show than, is putting at the edge of there. And working up on the edge to the middle. Just going across these sort of again, I don't want it to look perfect, so it's a bit heavy there, but and just got this is what's called pre-shading. So I'm just pre-shading the ribs where the grime will build up. I don't want it to look perfect, I don't want it to be spot on neat. I just want to get that sort of dark shading in. So it's a bit random. Turn it round, do the same on this side. It's a bit easier when I can see what I'm doing rather than focusing on the camera. Okay, so that's all I've done is put the lines across and bit of tidying up in places where it's just not quite right. So again, just starting off the page, just working. There you go. Like I said, I'm not looking for perfection, and all I'm going to do now is go around where the lines are and just do some pre-shading there. So just go. Do the same on this side. There you go, so I'm happy with that. Just blast it, make sure the paint's still flowing, just going along the edge of the roof there. So it's almost like a downward motion, so you get that sort of dirt travelling down the box. Again, the same on this side. Right on the end, turn it round, same again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, still got some black paint in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dark grey. What have I got? So I've got German grey, that'll do. So again, this is to give it that sort of roof dirt effect. And I'm going to chuck some of that straight into the mix with the black. Probably a bit more there, needed a bit more grey. Again, I'm just making the colours up as I go along. I'm not looking for exact raw match colours. I'm not looking for exact colouring. But what I want to do is I do want to thin that down slightly, so I'm going to add a bit more 20A in. So again, that's now down to probably a 50-50 mix of paint and thinners. I've got way too much paint in there for what I need. Let's have a look at the colour. So throw the black through. It's almost like a grey colour. Still a bit too black, I think, so I'm going a bit more grey. And that's what I mean, it's a case of, you know, it's trial and error and play with the colours and play with. That's coming more of a grey colour now. So all I'm going to do now is go along the roof. Because it's a 50-50 mix, what you'll do is you'll find your paint, as the paint goes on, it will dry off. And the pre-shading will come through again. So go over once, come back, let it dry back, let it come back, the paint to come through, and do the other side. Again, just go over the sides, light passes over the sides with this sort of grey colour, so it's just a grime colour. Mainly focusing on the under frame to get rid of that sort of plasticky look underneath. Okay, now the top's dried off, moving around, I'm going to go back over the roof section and pass another pass over. You can see the pre-shading sort of disappears, but as the paint dries back it comes back into view, and you can see it comes through then, and you get that sort of subtle look of grime. It's not sort of like a deep colour. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. Put the lids back on my paint. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a brown. So I've got just brown XF72. I'm going to chuck that into my colour cut. So you've noticed I haven't cleaned the airbrush out between colours. All I'm doing is adding a new colour and changing the colour that I've got already. There's no need, as long as you're keeping the airbrush, if I leave it for half an hour, 40 minutes, I'd want to clean, I'm going to clean it out, but because I'm again, change the colour again, so I've got that sort of sleepy grime look. It's a bit too brown for me, so I'm going to add a bit more grey. It doesn't need much, just a tiny bit of grey, chuck it in, have another mix around, look at the colour. Okay, I'm happy with that. So all I'm going to do now is do that bottom edge. And almost going, and what I'm doing, I'm painting underneath the wagon. So you get that sort of overspray effect up the side of the wagon. Again, do the bottom edge there. Again the same. Sometimes it's nice just to tip the wagon over slightly so you get that almost upward effect there. Again, turn it round, spin it round, and that's why I'm just wearing the glove on my left hand, just so I'm not getting fingerprints on it. Again, same again. Okay, and there you go. Starting to get that nice sort of used effect on it. Again, you might want to change your colour again, so that's quite a light brown, so we've got something a bit darker. So this is XF68, which is a NATO brown. Tiny bit in the bottom. Again, I don't need much. Again, a tiny bit of grey to it just to take the brown off. Again, just test the flow, test the colour. So it's got a slightly different colour in the brown now. So again, I'm going to do that. Underneath. Slightly missed nerves of the whole wagon now. There you go, and I'm going to leave that for now, I think. So I'll clean my airbrush out, we'll let it dry off, and we'll have a look at it then. Okay, so what I've got to do now is I'll let this dry off. I've now got some just matte varnish, VAA matte varnish in the airbrush. I'm just going to go over it now just to seal it all in. Again, nice thin coat. There you go, and that's done. And again, leave that to dry, clean the airbrush out, and then I'll show you that once it's finished. Now it's all dried off. What I might do is I might put some sleeper gum on the wheels just to use enamel on the wheels, but I'll come back to that once this is fully dried off. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Don't forget we've got Paul Jones weathering the 7mm J Jones and Wagon soon. So Paul's got a different take on weathering. Some of the similar techniques, but Paul doesn't use an airbrush. So for those of you who haven't got an airbrush, feel free to watch Paul's video and we'll see a different way of doing it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Speak to you soon.